So I'm going to close up some of these because we don't need them. So when let's start by creating our fill sprite and just filling it the whole way. These are both going to be, this is just one thing that I'm creating. So this one thing that I'm creating is going to be a varying width sprite. So let's include that. QRSTUV. Varying width sprite. And it's going to be called fill sprite. Let's create our necessary constants. X is 0 and Y is 5 tile units. So let's just do these both in tile units. Tile, instead of flash, it's going to be fill, and it's going to be 0 and 5, yes. And right after our flash sprite, we will initialize our fill sprites with graphics, okay, sprite name, source X, which is kfill source X, and kfill source Y, both converted from tile to pixel. Y, and then width, the initial width is going to be 0. And the initial, or the max width, is going to be experience bar source width. And the height is going to be experience bar source height. Yes, I think that's all. Now the other thing I want to do is take in another couple of parameters, which is the current experience level and the maximum experience. So I'm going to add these to our units, gun experience to our units, and this is going to be, let's make it a regular int because we might want to have negative. I don't know, maybe. Gun experience. So units of int called gun experience. Close that back up. And then take into our draw method our current experience, units of experience, gun experience, current experience. And units of gun experience, level experience. So how much experience there is in the current level. So this is what we're going to use to generate our fraction from, by the way. Our fractional fill value. P. Okay. So now let's draw our flash sprite. And we'll just set its width. Experience bar.draw whenever we draw it. So we want to draw it before the flash, but after the experience. So let's say fill sprite dot set percentage width, and we're going to set it based on the current experience times 1.0f to convert it to a float, and then divide it by our level experience. And we'll need to pass these in the game class, of course. And then let's also draw it too. So fill sprite dot draw at k experience bar draw x and draw y. go into game class and just give some good values. Let's say we are drawing at our current experience is 5 out of 10, and just see how this looks. Takes a while to build because we changed a unit, and units are so ubiquitous. Compiling everything. Oh man, okay. So we don't see anything, and that is because, why is that? Gun experience HUD.cc. Setting our percentage width to be current experience divided by level experience. Let's try setting it to be 1 and see what happens. Still nothing. Let me check varying width sprite. Max width, initial width. Did I do that backwards? Dang it, I did. Shoot. After like all that fuss I made about how it was more intuitive to have the initial width first. Dang it. That was silly. Okay, so yeah, just this was in the wrong order. I look like such a fool right now. Get rid of that. Build and run. Oh, that looks so much better. And let's check out the flash. Ooh, that looks so good. I'm so happy with that. Okay, so one last thing we need to do, and that is just create the max sprite. And that's really easy to do. Let's copy and paste these so we can see it. And this is just going to get drawn whenever our level experience is equal to our current experience. And I'll explain that in a minute when I have cleared my head. Okay. So you might think like, oh shoot. Const game k max source x is equal to 5 times units k half tile, and source y is 9. So you might think like, oh well, you don't get the max symbol if you're at the maximum experience for level 1. Well, no, but you also are not at level 1 if you have the max experience for level 1. So if you have 10 experience points, which is the max for level 1, you are at level 2, and you are at level 2 with 0 experience points. So it's alright to do it this way. So I'm going to just draw it after our fill sprite. Ooh, let's initialize it first. I don't know, I'm getting ahead of myself. So not a varying width sprite, but a regular sprite called max sprite. And let's initialize it. It'll look a lot like flash sprite, except it'll be... No, it won't look like flash. Yes, it will. Dang it. I second guess myself, and this is what happens. Crazy Vim stuff. Max sprite. These are going to be both game. CFH max. Again, experience bar source width and source height. So now we'll say if current experience is equal to level experience, then and only then do we draw our max sprite. And that is going to be at the same place. So I think I can build and run this, and I'm just going to verify that we don't see max. We don't. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we test it out, no, okay, never mind. Yes, I don't know if it goes behind or in front of the flash timer. I'll have to check that out later because I forgot. But let's go into our game CC and give ourselves 10 out of 10 for experience so that we can see our max sprite. So 10 out of 10, A+, good job. And we see our max, and it looks pretty ugly. I think it looks pretty ugly. The reason it looks so ugly is because we shouldn't be filling if our current experience is equal to our level experience. So what I'm going to do is say if current experience is less than level experience, then we'll do our fill sprite stuff, and then otherwise, this will be the else case. Otherwise, we'll draw our max sprite. So I think this will look a lot better. Build and run. Yeah, that looks much better. It looks so gross with the yellow on top of the yellow. But that takes care of that. Our current experience is equal to our level experience. Let's see, what else? Just make sure, I guess one more time by going back and setting this to like 1 out of 10, maybe. See that? How that looks. That looks good. Get a look at our flash. Okay, now let's clean up our game class. We know our HUD's working. In the next episode, we'll probably implement our HUD in a better place than just our game class, but let's just get rid of it in our game class now. We don't need it anymore. We were just doing it for testing, so anywhere we see HUD, we'll just delete it. And it'll be as if we never even did these episodes. Right? We won't have anything to show for ourselves. Okay. Close that. Close that. Open up game.h and get rid of that gun experience HUD in here. That should be all I need. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's gone now. Man, I kind of miss it. Yeah, so in the next episode, we'll implement a gun experience in a inside of a weapon itself, so that we can, we'll give our gun weapons access to our gun experience, so that we can start collecting burritos. Yes. Sorry, it's 4 a.m. I'm really tired and I'm not talking well. But yeah, this has been really fun. Thanks for watching. Happy developing.